I thought it would be so fun to give you guys a peek inside of one of my coaching calls. So every so often we do a mini series inside of the Wealthy Practitioner. And this one was all about money. It had nothing to do with being a practitioner. It had to do with rewiring your mind to understand that your internal operating system is going to create all the abundance you have in your life. And so I want you to take a peek at this. We walk through your vibration, your frequency, how you can attract more. Let me know what you think in the comments. So this is Dr. David Hawkins' map of consciousness. There's research around consciousness and emotional states that show different emotions and how that can change how you perceive your reality, how you make decisions, how you move through your life. And so I've talked about this before inside of our mastermind, but I want to go a few levels deeper today because it really ties in perfectly with the planet of poverty, the bubble of abundance, and how you're operating currently based on the feelings and the emotional patterns that you've grown accustomed to, the ones that you primarily operate out of. Okay. So you can see down here at the bottom, shame is the lowest vibrating frequency there is. Okay. It's not even 20. And what happens is you can see anything below 200 is a state of contraction. Contraction is shame, guilt, grief, fear, desire, anger. All of that requires you to operate below baseline. And then when you look and you see, what does it require for me to move out of this contraction state, to move out of these spirals? It actually, the next one up is courage. Do you know what courage also means? Action. Courage means you're going to take action. You're going to be brave. You're going to go first. You're going to try something new. Or like we like to say, you're going to fuck around and find out. FAFO. Okay. And then you can start to step into neutrality. I love neutrality. We're going to talk about this today. Being neutral around money is such a beautiful place to be because whether you have a lot, whether you have a little bit, whether you get paid a deposit, whether you send out a bill, like you're neutral around it. You're so good. This is a beautiful place to be. And then we step into higher vibrating emotions like acceptance and love and joy and peace and alignment. And I think this is truly where you're able to manifest and tap into abundance the easiest. The easiest, where things are just kind of falling on your lap and you're like, wow, this is working out much easier than I anticipated. Often it's a reflection of your consciousness level. It's a reflection of your emotional patterning. And so when you start to reprogram your mind, it's easier to tap into these higher vibe states. Okay. So these lower states are what create reactivity, inability to make a decision. It's where you're people pleasing because you have so much fear that you're going to do something wrong, that you're going to make somebody upset, that you are going to mess it all up. This is the biggest form of distrust, okay? And so even when you see like fear and guilt and shame, how many of you said that fear, guilt, and shame were how you feel around money? Can you see how it's really freaking hard to call in more of it when your operating baseline is fear, guilt, shame? That is a huge reason why the beliefs you have around money are turning into your reality because there's no room when you're vibrating at this level to call in more joy, more peace, more ease, more abundance. Okay. When we start to tap into higher states of consciousness, this is expansion. These are opportunities. These are possibilities. These are aligned decisions and also emotional resilience. Why do I want to throw emotional resilience in there? Because by no means do I want you to think just because you're vibrating at this higher level, this higher consciousness, that you think bad things aren't going to happen. But that's where the neutrality piece comes in. You can start to live in the duality of life, which is what I teach my clients. You know that you're getting stronger in your identity. You're getting stronger as an entrepreneur when you can live in duality. What do I mean by that? I mean, you have a patient, a client leave you a 1-star review. And nobody likes that, right? Nobody likes a bad review. Or they could just stop their care with you and not give you any reason why. It could be some of that less than joyous experiences that we have as an entrepreneur. It happens to all of us. I don't care how good you are. Because also, you know what? The people that live on the planet of poverty are usually the ones that do it. And it's a complete projection of their energy. People who are actually unhappy in their own lives project that onto others. And so naturally, not everybody is operating at the frequency that we are. They're going to project their stuff onto us. And so maybe you have a negative experience like that. In the same breath, in the same day, sometimes in the same hour, you can have somebody pay you in full to work with you. You could have 5 new website inquiries reach out to you. You get 100 new Instagram followers. You just have an acceptance letter from the best person that you're so excited to bring onto your team. That is the duality of life. There are good things and less good things happening all the time. When you get to this higher consciousness level, you can hold those dualities together. The bad stuff doesn't necessarily knock you off your game like it used to. The good stuff is exciting, but you don't build your whole identity around the good stuff anymore. There was a season of my life on this journey that I've been on the last 10 years that I attached so much of my self-worth to achieving and performing and doing a good job. And anytime I hit a record or anytime I did something incredible in the business or I paid down debt, or I remember when I paid off my student loans back in 2019, I brought my dream car, which was a Range Rover at the time. And I like celebrated so much. I was so excited. I was having joy and peace and all of these things. And the minute that wore off, I would slide back down with my energy level. So what I realized was I was allowing my energy level to be dictated by what was happening in my external reality. That is such a dangerous place to be. The most elite people on the planet, not even entrepreneurs, the most elite people on the planet can control their energy despite what is happening around them. I have several clients that have multiple locations, and that is a whole new beast. Okay. If you're stressed inside of one clinic, I just want you to think about what it's like to maybe have 3 or 4 of them and the amount of team that you would have to be in charge of, the amount of overhead that you would have for that. And I teach them, I say, listen, it is really hard because humans are humans, patients are patients, to have every clinic crushing it every month, the same month. Can you get to a place of neutrality where this one's crushing it, maybe this one's not doing as well, but you're excited anyways. You're excited about the build. You're excited about the opportunities that you have. Okay.